Welcome to the Coffee Hour, a show that involves you in verbal interaction. We have the 2020 feature, sports with Brian Camp, and entertainment news with DJ Pete. So settle in with coffee in hand, and enjoy the Coffee Hour. Now here's your host, Frank Allan.
Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome TGIF. Thank God it's Friday, and we're all here together once again. Hi, everybody. My name is Frank Allan, and here we are for another edition of the Coffee Hour. This is where we get together each week. We get together, have a little coffee, have a little fun, and indulge in conversation. Of course, those of you who are brand new to this show, I'm just going to explain it to you briefly so you'll know. We're here every Friday, as I said, and we come to you live. And we're coming to you from three different places. We're coming to you live from Facebook, from YouTube, and live from Instagram. And of course, all of those things together, you can pick your choice and be there. Now, the purpose of the show is get you involved too, and you can do that by typing in your comments, suggestions, or whatever you want to talk about. Just indulge with us, and I'll see you right there up on the big screen. I will entertain you. We'll talk together and have a whole lot of fun. Now, since we're coming from these three places, I want to advise all of my friends and people who have been around with us forever, especially if you're watching us on Facebook right now, is to tag this particular show right now to your friends, because we just get started. And when they come in, they'll be here for the meat of the show. And they'll see you out there, they'll see others, and then we could all talk together. So tag them right now and let them know that we're out here. Tell your family, friends, relatives, and even people that you meet on the street, strangers on the train or the bus, right? Just tell them all. And let's make this a great big family of people, great people. And of course, you don't need a union card or any kind of form of identification or anything. All you have to do is just show up each week and you're in like friend. That's all it takes. So join us, ladies and gentlemen. Later on in the program, not too far away, as a matter of fact, we're going to put him on early when he comes in. Brian Camp normally starts off the 2020 feature. And he usually starts off 20 after the hour with sports. The latest developments in today's world of sports, but just in a few minutes from now, just a couple of minutes, we're going to bring him on a little bit earlier because he has things to do too. 20 to the hour, well, DJ Pete normally is here, but he's not going to be here today. So he left me all of his material so I can convey it to you. So I will be DJ Pete for today. And later on in the program too, we'll have all of those movies that we talk about each week, my picks of the week for the weekend to indulge you, just in case you want to catch up on some movies. I'm going to add some to your list, your bucket list of what things to watch. That's coming up, Turner Classic Movies. All of that's coming up later on in the program. So it's you, me, all of us together. So ladies and gentlemen, let's get started right now. What would the coffee hour be without a little coffee, right? So excuse me while I shoot up. Okay. That's delicious. That's great. All of you, thank you so much for joining us. Those of you who are watching on Facebook, I see some people are idle out there and some people are idle on Instagram as well. So they don't want to indulge in conversation, but that's okay. That's okay. We'll get to the meat of that anyway. We want to say hello to Mr. Senior Cigar himself, Kevin Briscoe. He just chimed in. He's got some information and I guess he's got a little information here. And I see what you wrote here, John. Okay, that's a little sports news that he gave me, but Brian Camp is going to deliver that for us. I'm going to let him talk about that because he has that in mind. And if he doesn't get to it, then I'll just remind him as usual. But thanks a lot, Kevin, Mr. Cigar, who, by the way, has a show on Facebook. And then he just promotes those fine tobaccos, fine tobaccos, nothing but the best. And so you can catch him there. And Kevin, you should have a schedule. So when people can watch you, and because I know you just bounce in, whenever you feel like, but you should have a schedule so people can follow you. That would be great. Listen, if you want to get indulged in conversation, we would ask you, ladies and gentlemen, if you'd be so kind enough to give us your weather forecast. If you're going to be part of it, give us your weather forecast as you bounce in. If you're from out of town, out of the city, out of the country, we ask you to do that. It's not mandatory, but that's what we like to do to convey that information to others who are watching too. But if you're from New York, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Relax. I will take care of all of that. I will read the weather forecast for today. That's coming up in just a few minutes from now. Right now, as promised, we're going to get him in and out, ladies and gentlemen, because he has things to do. He's a busy man and he doesn't have time to play around, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to bring him on to you, ladies and gentlemen, with the latest developments in today's world of sports. Coming out of Charlotte, North Carolina, usually comes from the man cave, but I don't think he's in the man cave today. So we're going to find out where he is when he pops on, ladies and gentlemen. The latest developments in today's world of sports and that information that he may give us, talk about the Yankees or anything that he wants to talk about. He's going to deliver all of that news. And there he is now on the screens. Here he is with the latest developments in today's world of sports, Brian.
Good morning to you and to all. Hope all is well. It's a beautiful day out here, going up to 85 degrees. Right now it's like 73. And it's going to be a good day. Looking forward to a good weekend. They say we're not going to have rain, no rain in the forecast even for all of next week. But that's all of that is subject to change. So good morning to you, to Pete, to everybody out there listening on Facebook and to YouTube and Instagram. I greet you good morning. Hope all is well. Got a couple of topics to talk about in the NBA. Robert Sarver, the owner of the NBA's Phoenix Suns, is trying to be forced out of selling his team. They want him to step down as owner because he made some very bad remarks about racism. Very bad. But he is the owner of the Phoenix Suns and the WNBA, the Phoenix Mercury. He's been suspended for 1 year, fined for $10 million in an NBA result of an investigation of the Phoenix Suns franchise. They announced the punishment this past Tuesday, saying that an investigation was found about him using the N-word 5 times when recounting the statement of others. There's also instances of him conduct towards female employees, and that's something we don't need this in this game. LeBron James has been very strong about this. He didn't want to he said this is no place in our game for this in any level. So that's where we stand. But he is going to be suspended for a year. He got other people that's going to take over within the organization. So that's where we stand right now. The NBA also told his teams last Friday that they would expect to see a significant jump in salary cap and tax level in the 2023-24 season. Based on the current projections, both figures of $134 million for the salary cap and $162 million for the tax level will set records, and both are $1 million higher than the league's most recent projections made this past June. Sad news in the Major League Baseball. Former pitcher, now former police officer, Anthony Ferraro, a former Major League pitcher who retired in 2016 to become a police officer in New York City. That's his passion. That's something that he wanted to do. He was killed in a car crash last Sunday on his way to work at the September 11th Memorial Day, the September 11th Memorial ceremony in Manhattan. He was 37 years old. He was a Port Authority police officer for the New York/New Jersey, because he worked both sides of the tunnel. If you live in the New York area, that separates the Holland Tunnel towards on the New York, New Jersey side, as well as the Lincoln Tunnel. So our condolences to him and his family. He played baseball for St. John's University. He only had a 6-year baseball career. He played with the Seattle Mariners, Atlanta Braves, and the Boston Red Sox. So baseball gets tightened up now in our pennant race. The Yankees are clinging on to their first place lead against the Blue Jays and the Blue Rays. Even in the Mets, now only a game up on the Atlanta Braves. Just one game. So it's that time. September's wild. October's going to be even wilder with the playoffs and the World Series to come. So it's going to get tense. Football was back, like I told you last week. We had an exciting game last night. Kansas City Chiefs and the San Diego Chargers. They played a heck of a game last night. Two talented quarterbacks. Patrick Mahomes won it for the Kansas City Chiefs, and it was a great game. I wish that most of you could have had stayed up and watched this, but Kansas City Chiefs both eke out the win, 27-24. Prime time. It was a prime time. It was on Prime Video. It was on Prime Video. So cable, local channels is being slowly slipping away. If you don't have Netflix or Prime Video or any kind of Fire Stick, you're going to be lost in the loop. Cables is barely holding on, by the way. So that's where we are in technology right now. So you better just hop on board. You gotta hop on board. This day in sports, September 16th, 1940, Leo DeRocha was suspended from Ebbets Field for inciting a riot. I don't know how he incited it, but on this day, this here happened. 1951, National League umpire Frank Driscoll clears the Dodgers bench. Ejecting means kicked out. 15 players. That's a lot of people that he had kicked out the game. 15. 1953, the American League approves the St. Louis Browns move to become the Baltimore Orioles. Yes, St. Louis Browns was once one of the old-time baseball teams. Well, they moved to Baltimore and they became the Baltimore Orioles. 1973, yes, I'm going to mention this one. Buffalo Bills O.J. Simpson runs for then, at that point, an NFL record of 250 yards in the Bills' 31-13 win at New England. 1975, I remember this game. I was watching this game too. Pittsburgh Pirates second baseman Rennie Stennett is the second player to go for 7 for 7 in a 9-inning game. He had 7 consecutive hits. That's hard to do. It's hard to get 2 hits in a game, yet alone 1 hit, but he had 7 at-bats, 7 hits. So congratulations to that record. I don't know if that record will ever be broken again. 1993, Minnesota Twins, Dave Winfield is the 19th player to get 3,000 hits. 1995, Gray Mannix of the Atlanta Braves sets a record of 17 consecutive road victories. 1996, Paul Molitor of the Twins is the 21st player to reach 3,000 hits. Birthdays. 1934, today is Elgin Baylor's birthday. May he rest in peace. Hall of Fame basketball player, was born in Washington, D.C. in 1934. 1955, Robin Yount, Major League Hall of Famer, hits his 3,142nd hit, born in Danville, Illinois. 1958, Orel Hershiser, Major League Baseball pitcher, born in Buffalo, New York. In 1959, Tim Raines, Major League Baseball Hall of Famer and a base stealer, he's very known for his name, was known for his base stealing, great speed, was born in Sanford, Florida. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is sports.
And here's a little news in sports. It's sports related. It just came in. Courtesy of Kevin Briscoe, who's here right now. He's said that the Major League Baseball Network has reported that John Steams, catcher, passed away at the age of 70.
Who was that? You're breaking up. I could barely hear you. Who passed away?
John Steams. John Steams. He was a former catcher of the Mets.
John Steams. Okay. I have to look at that. I didn't catch that report.
Now, I got to be honest, John Steams does not ring a bell to me.
No, it doesn't ring a bell to me, but he used to play for the Mets, you said, right?
Yeah. He died at 71 years old. or is it Stearns? Or, no,
John Stearns. John Stearns.
Okay.
Is it John Stearns? Stearns.
Yeah, that's true. It is
John Stearns. I remember John Stearns. Yes.
Okay. Right.
Baseball. Wow.
Yeah, sometimes a cluster of types, lettering, a cluster.
Right.
When you put an R and an N together, it looks like an M. So that's why, So that's what it is.
Yeah.
John Stearns.
John Stearns. He used to wear number 12, I believe. John Stearns. I remember him. Very good. He was a solid, not a great player, but he was a solid, good baseball player.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. Listen, I know you have to go. I appreciate it. So I guess we'll catch you back here next week, and we'll do it all over again.
Yes, this weekend tomorrow. I can't wait for tomorrow. I'm buying another smoker. This is the big boy here. This is the one. I'm gonna take them side by side. I'm gonna take a picture of the two of them together, and I'm gonna put it on social media. I'm gonna call them Batman and Robin, because the Batman is the big one. The Robin is the one that's gonna be doing the little small jobs. But yes, Batman and Robin.
Together, side by side.
Side by side, yes.
Okay, I'll catch you next week. Have a great weekend.
You too. Enjoy. Be safe.
Take care. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that was Brian Camp with the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update, bringing all of the latest. He does that every week. He comes here every week, and that's part of his 2020 feature. He had to come in early today to do that. So if you missed the sports, you could always catch this show on the rerun after it's all over, because we're live right now. And we want to thank Senior Cigar Kevin Briscoe for that information that we passed along to Brian. He wasn't aware of it, but I guess maybe this news just developed. I don't know, but thanks a lot. I really appreciate that, Senior Cigar. Okay, just in case you're just watching, and just in case you're just joining in, the name of the show is called The Coffee Hour. My name is Frank Allan, and we're here every Friday. Come to you, bringing you information such as what you just heard, sports, and of course, the next part of the 2020 feature will be 22 the Hour. DJ Pete, who normally is here, won't be here today. He's on assignment, so he left all of his information, his materials, so we can convey them to you when that time comes along. It comes along in not too long from now, right here on the show. So thank you so much. Okay, let's go to our weather. Those of you who are going to chime in once again in conversation with us, please give us your weather forecast, if you will. Like I said, it's not mandatory, but it's something that we like to do, find out what it's like in your neck of the woods, wherever you are in a different country, in a different part of the world, or in a different city in the United States. We ask you to do that. But don't worry, if you're a New Yorker, sit back, relax, because I will bring them to you, and I'm going to do that right now. What we have outdoors, temperature-wise, and it's been cooler for the past couple of days. So, the cooler weather is coming along. We have 63 degrees outside right now. It's 63 degrees, so that's cool. In the past, we had temperatures as high as when we had the heat wave, high as 80 degrees after 10 o'clock in the morning Eastern. But the weather, as you can see, is getting cooler, but it looks like this day, the weekend is not bad at all. Look at this, plentiful sunshine today. We'll have a high 79 degrees. Winds will be light and variable. Tonight will be a few clouds. We'll have a low 62, but it's going to be dry. We'll have winds light and variable. For Saturday, sunshine and clouds mixed together. Okay, I'll take that. No rain in the forecast, so we'll have a high 77 degrees. Winds will be southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Saturday night, if you're going out on the town, it's going to be mostly clear skies. Leave the umbrella and the raincoats home. You don't need them. We'll have a low around 65 degrees. Winds will be south-southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And of course, when we wrap up our weekend, we've got some great weather for Sunday. Going out to church, the temperature on that day is going to be higher, the highest temperature of this weather forecast of the week. So it's going to be mostly or mainly sunny for Sunday, and we'll have a high 88 degrees. Winds will be west-southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And so there you have it. And repeating our current temperature, we have 63 degrees outside. It's going to be a beautiful one. We hope that wherever you are, that wherever you connected, that the weather is good in your area. What we want to do is we want to kind of, give, I guess, savor the moments, savor the good moments, right? Savor the good moments of summer. What's left of it, weather-wise, we want to savor all of those moments because it's very important, and I'm pretty sure it's important to you too, that we get things done, right? It's very important. Okay, so let's see, moving right along. I want to take a little bit of this coffee here that I have, right? It's delicious, and I want to finish it before it gets cold, and then it turns into iced coffee, but then that's not bad either. So ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the coffee hour, and excuse me while I shoot up. That's delicious. That's great. Okay, we move right along, and we are in the middle. As a matter of fact, not in the middle. We just started last night. It was the first day of Hispanic Heritage Month. The first day. And here we are the second day, and it's the weekend. And I'm pretty sure something is going to go down this weekend somewhere, somehow. Celebrations will be all around for Hispanic Heritage Month. Started just yesterday. And I'm pretty sure that there'll be street fairs. Locally, I'm going to find out what's happening in New York, where the goods are, and probably visit them too, because I like to visit these places. I don't make a whole day of them like most people do, but come in a while, just stay a while, and enjoy the good food and good music. And I'm pretty sure there are other things, constructive things they do on Hispanic History Month, like museums and classes that some people may hold for Hispanic pride, things like that, which, most heritage do, which like most people do, like when the Italians come around with other holidays for themselves, they have those, and people in the Jewish community and the Latino community, as I already mentioned, the Black community, everybody has their little thing going on. So this is the time to celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month. And we just keep that in mind right throughout. Also, we lost another link in the chain in the music industry. Those of you know by now that jazz pianist Ramsey Lewis passed away this week. He passed away at the age of 87 years old. So we want to send condolences out to his wife, his family, his kids, all of the musicians that played with him throughout the years, all of the people who bought his records, all of his fans, and our condolences go out to him, because I was glad to be a participant of moving his music along, because when I was a jazz disc jockey, I used to play a lot of his music, Ramsey Lewis, and he was famous for, there was an album that he called, a long time ago, it was called Tequila Mockingbird, not To Kill a Mockingbird, but tequila, the drink, Tequila Mockingbird. And that was one of his great albums too. And he also covered the song In with the In Crowd. That was something that I believe it was Dobie Gray that recorded that in the 60s. And a lot of good things. So that's another link in the chain that has been broken, and may he rest in peace. And we look at things the way they are. Now, here's something else. This is big news. Now, you already know this by now. We already lost the Queen Elizabeth II. Just yesterday, her body was transported from Scotland. Now they're at Buckingham Palace. That's where she's going to lie for the duration up until Monday when they'll have the actual funeral. So people from all around can come around and say their last goodbyes to her. And lines were long. People were waiting for hours and hours, and people are online right now. People will be online through the weekend. Until that day, people are camping out. People are coming from all over the world to witness this event. And it's going to be televised, of course. I know particularly CNN is going to start the televising at 4 a.m. for the funeral. And I think that's going to go up into, I think 12 noon. And then from 12 noon to, they're going to have another special on something on the Queen, and, you know, for a good send off for her. But again, people are all around, everywhere. They're coming from everywhere. People, New Yorkers are going. They're taking that trip. People who've never been there before are going on that trip. And I gotta give it to them. They have so much endurance when they can wait on the line that long. And it's going to be hours and hours and hours away before the funeral, but people want to make sure that they want to be there. I don't know how they get a chance to eat, because I would imagine if you break the line, if you get out of line, then you're going to have to, then you lose a spot, you know. That's how, but I'm pretty sure people prepared themselves to do that. Maybe bring plenty of food or whatever, but they want to wait in that line and sleeping out in cots. They're sleeping out on the street in cots, things like that. That's loyalty. That's loyalty. And these lines are not going like around the block. They're not going around the block. They're going miles back, miles. We're talking miles. People are waiting miles. I've never seen anything like this in my life before. That, you know, when you were in college and high school and you want to go to your favorite concert, your rock concert, anything, and you want to make sure that you get the tickets to the front row seats. So what you have to do, you have to go out in front of the arena before it opens up. You want to get there like at 2 o'clock in the morning before they open up at 10. And camp out, or maybe even camp out overnight. People do that. That's what they're doing. They're camping out. And so I got to give it to them. I got to give it to them, the loyalty of it all. So we'll have more on that. And I'm pretty sure if you stay on the news, stay on top of the news, you'll get more information and more information about the funeral. And there's so many things in conjunction with the news of the Queen, you know, and other news that comes in. So they break other breaking news that comes in. It's kind of hard, I'm pretty sure, on news anchors at this particular time. And a lot of them have to get up out of from where they're located, get up and take a flight out to London and, you know, do their reporting, their anchoring or their reporting. I don't know what it's like to be a news reporter on location. I do know what it's like to be an anchor because I've done anchoring, but it's one of those things. It's endless hours, endless hours. The only break that you'll probably get is the break of changing clothes, going back to your hotel room quickly to change clothes. What a life, what a life. And these guys work long hours. So I have to give all the anchors, and I do understand them being in this business. I do understand. I don't know how they feel or physically how they feel at the end of the day. And they keep going on and on and on. I don't know what that's like. I know what it's like to work long hours, but the hours that these guys are working, especially when an event come up like this, they're out there. So congratulations, guys. You're doing a very good job out there. And by the way, wherever you go, you know, you're going to know when this Monday come up, and we're talking prime time television. You know, you're not going to get all of your favorite programs. They're going to be preempted, you know, especially if they're networks. Like a lot of you like soap operas, you're not going to see them come Monday. So be prepared for that. So they're going to preempt it, and it's rightly fair that they do that, you know. They don't do it all the time. They don't preempt soap operas all the time, so you can break away. And like I said, you can always go on demand and catch them the next day, which, by the way, we'll talk more about that later when we present to you our picks of the week, movies and picks of the week. Okay. Now, here's another thing that I want to talk about, but give me time to shoot up for a minute. Oh, that's great. That is delicious. Okay, one of the other things I wanted to talk about too, and I think it's very important. It's important to me, and it should be to you. On the environment that we're in now, we're still dealing with COVID. You've got the monkeypox. By the way, they're going to change that name, monkeypox, and they should. They should. I believe they should, and they will. But in between that and COVID, and of course the flu season is coming up, be aware that they're all available. These shots are available right now, your flu shots. You want to take care of that as well, flu shots. Now, the question that you may ask, can I get a flu shot and a COVID shot at the same time? Okay, now I'm not a doctor. I'm not in the medical field. I don't know anything about it. I only know what I was told, and I was told by a professional that it's safe to take your flu shot and your COVID shot at the same time. Now, that's not anything that I would do personally, but that's what they say. But what I would say to you is, instead of listening to that, I would say go to your doctor, go to your personal physician and find out more if you can do that, you know. But I would imagine some people would tell you, you know, if you don't want to take the shot the same day, they say you could take one shot in one arm and the other shot in the other arm. I've never heard of that before. I wouldn't do that. Like I said, I wouldn't do that, but consult with your doctor. See, what I am going to do, I'm going to wait for a while. Now, I already had my flu shot. I had my flu shot just last Friday after I got off the air here. Just last Friday, I had my flu shot. And I did talk to the pharmacist there, and she told me exactly what I'm telling you, that it's okay to take your flu shot and your COVID shot at the same time. They have this new COVID shot. Right? I'll tell you about that in a second. But they say you can take that at the same time, or you can wait a week and come back. You know, it's been a week for me, and I think by the time I make an appointment for the next COVID shot, I'll be in good shape. But I got the flu shot out of the way because the flu season is here, and the weather's going to get cold. And as the weather gets colder, you know, the variant is going to get more spiky, for lack of a better term. It gets spiked, and so we want to look out for that. Now, with that in mind, this new flu shot, this new COVID shot, it's a new thing. It's out on the market now. People are getting them. People are getting them. That's why you can make your appointment and go get yours. Now, this shot is supposed to take care of, you know, this variant that we have now, this COVID variant called BA.5. Now, it's a stronger variant. And they say because it is, they developed a new vaccine for it, a new COVID vaccine for it. So they say it's a good time to take it. If you're eligible to take it, please take it. And they say the kids up until 12 years old should get it. If you're a senior, of course, you should get it. And once you get that, you should be good to go, because by the time the weather gets colder, as I said, we're expecting another spike. I don't know how high it's going to be, but we just have to monitor that. You know, the science is going to monitor that. You know, I have nothing to do with that. You have nothing to do with that, but science will take care of all of that. But the good news is that if you get your shot early, you should be good to go. You should be okay. And we're hoping that you are up on your shots. So if you take this new shot now, this new COVID shot, this would be your third booster. All right. So as of right now, if you didn't take that shot just yet, you should be, and hopefully you are, at the level of your second booster shot. Okay, until you get that third booster shot. And we hope that if you're available to do that now, or if you're eligible to do that now, please do it as soon as possible before the weather gets cold. So my schedule is maybe not today, but maybe after the weekend, I am going to schedule myself to get the new shot, the new COVID shot, the brand new one, brand spanking new one. So that will make it my my third booster, because we want to make sure everybody's safe and everybody, you know, is healthy. You know, we're doing good. We're doing good, because I remember, you know, I know a lot of people don't want to look back at this, because it was, I mean, I don't even like talking about it, because it just like, I cringe every time I talk about it. But remember when in the beginning, in the infancy of this COVID, streets were clear. People they were saying, stay in your homes, don't come out, you know, stay home. Don't do anything, don't go out, except if you have to go out for groceries or medications or anything like that, but do that quick. Wear your mask, wear your gloves. We were wearing gloves back then. Remember that? And depending on where you live, it was like a ghost town. Now, New York is a town, it's a real lively town. People are going all over the place. So is Las Vegas, all over the place. You know, you go up and down the strip, all over the place. Those two places were like ghost towns. Go over to Times Square. It was like, it looked like something out of a movie that, you know, after a firebomb or something, and it was all cleared out like at the end of the world. It looked like that. Times Square looked like that. Las Vegas, that was normally busy, streams and streams of people going up and down the strip. No one was there. The only thing that you saw were lights, but no one there, you know? So we've come a long way, and we're doing good. And people who are following the protocol, we thank you for that, because you helped out, because now, you know, we're taking control of this virus. And some people are saying, well, maybe it's here to stay. We don't know. Maybe we have to take shots annually, like we take the flu shots. But I would like it to get to the point where we don't have to wear masks anymore. Now, a lot of people, depending on where you are, mandates have said, okay, no, the mandates are over. We're gonna take off the mandates in the bars and the restaurants. Just recently, they lifted the mandates on the buses and subways here in New York City. Now, I'm pretty sure elsewhere they already had released the mandates, you know, in other places. But in New York City, in the buses and the subways, right, you don't have to wear a mask. But the Metropolitan Transit suggests that even though we lift the mandate, we still suggest that you wear your mask. They suggest it. I don't quite understand that. If you suggest that we strongly suggest that we wear a mask, then why lift the mandates? But people are lifting them. They're lifting them. They're lifting them on airlines, you know. But then a lot of people are not comfortable with that, so they continue to wear their mask, and that's not a crime. So they're suggesting that you do that. As far as the airline goes, if you're taking flights on the plane, it's optional as well. Now, those of you who are uncomfortable with that, you know, my suggestion to you is that if you don't have to fly, then don't fly. You know, because you'll be in a situation where a lot of people are not going to wear masks, and the airlines are not pushing the idea of everyone wearing masks on the plane as it was before. You know, but if you do have to take a flight, because the last flight I took, I wore my mask, and I was sitting by two people. I was sitting between two people coming and going. I was sitting between two people coming and going that weren't wearing masks, and I wore mine because I thought for me that was the right thing to do for me, you know. So you kind of like try to feel it out, you know. Don't take trips. If you're going to take trips, you know, make sure you take all the particulars with you, your hand sanitizers and your masks, and things like that. We want to keep everybody healthy and strong because you deserve it. And we all deserve to have a good, healthy life. And please, those of you who don't wear masks and you think or in your mind that this variant is over, a lot of people are saying that this variant is over. Please respect the rights of others. Okay, please do that, you know. And just because they lift a mandate, that doesn't suggest the fact that the virus is over, the variant is over. It doesn't suggest that. Although people take that the wrong way. A lot of people have taken that the wrong way. I've heard people say, oh, it's all over. It's all over. We don't have to wear masks anymore. No, they just, all they did was lift the mandate. That's all they did. They didn't tell you it was over. They just lifted the mandate because some cities saying, okay, I think we're ready to do that right now. But it's not over, far from over. It's going to be here for a long time. So keep that in mind. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, DJ Pete is not here today. So what we're going to do, we're going to take over. Now, DJ Pete comes in 20 to the hour and he brings you entertainment information, reciting all of those birthdays of people of notoriety in there, as it were. So we're going to get started right now. Thank you, DJ Pete. On September 11, 1967, was the birth of Harry Connick Jr. Now we know who Harry Connick Jr. is, right? Harry Connick Jr. is he's a pianist, he's a fine musician, he sings, and he was born on the 11th. He's 55 years old today, 55 years old, and he's an actor as well. He also acts as well, and he has a like a crooning kind of a voice. He might have changed his style since then. But anyway, he's celebrating a birthday today, and most of his repertoires are in the jazz field. So we want to say happy birthday to Harry Connick Jr. May you live another 55 years, or maybe let's say I love people who live forever, or if you want to live 155 years, all the best to you. And the 12th of September, on the 12th of September in 1924, Ella Mae Moss. Ella Mae Moss, let me tell you about her, those of you who don't know who she is. She's may not be a household name to young people, but certain people she is. Ella Mae Moss was an American singer of popular music back in the 1940s and the 50s, recording mixed jazz, blues, and country. The country had a country style there. And she passed away October 16th, 1999 at the age of 75 years old. So if you want to go back in time, you want to research her. Her name is Ella Mae Moss, and you can research her. And I'm pretty sure that her music you can find on YouTube. And if you like classic music like that, you might want to look her up and look at that. So we want to say happy birthday in heaven to her. Now, back in time, Charles Brown, I'm aware of Charles Brown. I played his music when I had that show, when I did my show Music Beat, and I did the oldies. September 13th was his birthday, and he was born in 1922. And Charles Brown did a lot of great stuff. He was an American singer and pianist as well, and he did R&B blues. Now, one of the things that that you hear Charles Brown, you can hear him every year on Christmas time when he did a song called Merry Christmas Baby. Merry Christmas Baby, and he did it blues style. What a great song. And another tune called Driftin' Blues, you know, things like that, Charles Brown. And so he would have been celebrating a birthday today. As a matter of fact, he passed away January 21st, 1999 at the age of 76 years old. Now, 76 years old is kind of young in this day and age, but happy birthday. Here's another guy that everyone knows. Mel Torme was born on the 13th as well as John Brown. Mel Torme, you've seen his shows on TV and you heard him on the radio. He was nicknamed the Velvet Fog. That's how he has that voice, that velvetly kind of voice. And the Velvet Fog, he was an American singer, composer, arranger, and he was a drummer too, also an actor. Back in time, he was an actor. He was playing in this movie, which I think is going to be on the air I think it was on the air last weekend, or maybe it's coming up, I don't know. Higher and Higher. Higher and Higher. I think that's next week. We'll tell you now. I think we have that on our roster for next week. I think that Higher and Higher. He played in that movie with Frank Sinatra, Victor Borg, and a few others. All right. Anyway, Mel Torme, he sang a lot of jazz. He was a drummer, he was an actor, and Mel Torme, by the way, wrote the Christmas song for Nat King Cole. Chestnuts roasting on an open fire, Jack Frost nipping at your nose. That was Mel Torme. So I enjoyed his music very much. And you can go on YouTube and catch his music too as well. Okay, here it is, the king, the real king, the king of the blues, B.B. King. Today is his birthday. Today would have been his birthday. He would have been 97 years old today. B.B. King, the king of the blues. And he needs no introduction. Everybody knows him. He done a little acting, appeared in commercials and things like that. I remember he did an episode on Sanford and Son. I remember that. He was born on 1925, on this day, 1925, and he passed away May 14th, 2015 at the age of 89 years old. And B.B. King recorded hits such as Paying the Cost to Be the Boss, or The Thrill Is Gone. I remember he recorded something that didn't contain his voice called Philadelphia back in the, I think back in the 70s, I believe, yeah. And so happy birthday to the real king, the king, B.B. King, B.B. King. All right, you like country music? Okay, now tomorrow's the 17th. And that's the day when Hank Williams was born. He was born in 1923. And he will be celebrating his birthday tomorrow. Now, Hank Williams, I'm not to be confused with Hank Williams Jr. We know Hank Williams Jr. He's still alive today. That's his son. But the father, Hank Williams, he was known for his style of country music, country rock, hillbilly, rockabilly, I should say, music. So, and he was always wore that cowboy hat. But yeah, he would have been celebrating his birthday today. So that's what DJ Pete provided for us today. So thank you, DJ Pete. I have some birthdays of my own. People are celebrating birthdays today. Let's start off with Nick Jonas of the Jonas Brothers. He's 30 years old today. Actress Madeline Zimmer of The Nanny, that the comedy sitcom Nanny. She's 37 today. Actress Jennifer Tilly is 64. Musician David Copperfield is 66 today. Jazz musician Earl Klug with his guitar, he's 69. Actor Mickey Rourke is 70 today. Dave Bellamy of the Bellamy Brothers is 72. Actor Ed Begley Jr., not the senior, the junior, is 73 today. Now, the following people are no longer with us, but here they go. Actress Anne Francis would have been 92 today. Actor Peter Falk would have been 95. Actor Jack Kelly, who played Bart Maverick on side of James Bond. Remember that series Maverick, which, by the way, are in reruns. If you turn on MeTV, I turn it on every Saturday. It's there. And I think throughout the week too. But anyway, Jack Kelly played in a movie called Forbidden Planet. He would have been 95 today. Jazz guitarist Charlie Bird would have been 97. Actress Lauren Bacall, that's Bogey's wife, or people who knew her well call her Betty Bacall. She would have been 98 today. Actress Janice Page. These are classic actresses that go back. Actress Janice Page would have been 100. And finally, jazz singer Jon Hendricks would have been 101 years old. Now, Jon Hendricks, he started with a group called Hendricks, let's see, Hendricks Ross and I can't remember his other name, Hendrick Ross and Lambert. The three of them, a trio, and they made good harmony together. And then, of course, eventually they broke up. Lambert passed away before all of them. Annie passed away not too long ago. And Jon Hendricks, of course, he passed away not too long ago as well. So I guess they're all together, making that perfect harmony together in the sky, playing great jazz music. And you can also catch all of these great musicians, their music, all on YouTube. They're all right there. Okay. Okay, so that's all the birthdays we have. Now, I want to tell you, DJ Pete has a radio show that you ought to be checking out because he plays a lot of these people that we were talking about. You can catch him on www.radio-airwaves.com or .co.uk. Let me repeat that again so I don't throw you off. That's www.radio-airwaves.co.uk. And you can catch him Mondays from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Also, you can catch him on his home station, WMPG in Portland, Maine. That's his hometown station. That's where he lives. That's where he works. You can catch him there. And if you can't pick up the station, you could always go to the website, www.wmpg.org, and catch a show every other Tuesday between 8:30 p.m. and 10 p.m. at all times, Eastern time zone in the USA and Canada. And so that ends the second part of the 2020 feature. We're sorry that I love when DJ Pete is here. Unfortunately, he's on assignment. So at least he leaves information. Brian does that too. Sometimes Brian has to take off and he will leave me information on sports. And sometimes they will both take off at the same time. So I'm playing a solo act here, but it's okay. You know, they take care of me, I take care of them, you know, so there you have it. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, just in case you're just joining us, the name of the show is called The Coffee Hour. And I'm with you until the top of the hour. My name is Frank Allen. Those of you who are watching, you know we come on 3 different places. You know that we come three different places. We're on 3 different places. And we're on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, all of these places. You can check it out. They're all there. You can check it all out. And of course, we bring you information such as sports and that we did earlier today. And of course, other things that you see, they're all there. And of course, what DJ Pete does as well, he brings you the information on entertainment and a lot of things that happen. So we thank you for being with us on this day and giving us your time. And it's all fun. So in case you're just joining us, we got a few minutes to go on the show. And we don't want to leave out a lot of things. As a matter of fact, we should talk to you about that right now. Some of the things that we're talking about. And one of the things that we like to give you as we go along is, of course, the information on the movies that we have for you now. We like to be part of your weekend as well. We always like for you to be part of the weekend. And what we do as being part of the weekend is bringing you information on the movies and what you like about them, all right? Now, if you're like me, you like those Turner Classic movies, and we have plenty of those. We have plenty of those, and so let's see. I'm trying to find something here. If I can find it. If I can find it. Let's see. Find it. Okay. Can't find it. Okay. So anyway, we've got that information for you, and we're going to give it to you right now. So, ladies and gentlemen, stand by and stand tall. Okay. I wonder if we're still on the air on Zoom. I'm wondering, okay, because I can't find the monitor. But anyway, let's keep the show rolling right now and give you that information because the show is almost over. So right now, if you like those classic movies, we have one for you. I only have one this week. Let me see if I can punch it up. I only have one this week. And that's, let's see, where is it? Where is it? Let me see, we have it here, we have it here, we have it here. Do we have it? Do we have it? Okay, I don't see it, but I know we had it. Oh, here we are, we do have it. Okay, there it is right there. That's so much material here. We have it. Now we have 5 minutes left in the show, so we're gonna get it out of the way right now. The only movie that I have for you goes back to 1931, and it's a movie with James Cagney, Edward Woods, Jean Harlow, and Joan Blondell. It was called The Public Enemy. It's a nice movie. It's classic black and white, and you can catch that. It's coming on Turner Classic Movies, and it's coming on tomorrow, Saturday at 12 noon Eastern. 12 noon Eastern now. All the times that we give you, we always tell you it's Eastern time. That's what we do. Eastern, always Eastern. Okay. We have that. That is coming up. Now, that's the only movie I have. Now, you can go on Turner Classic Movies and go through the program guide. Look at that, because there may be other movies that you may be interested in that you can check out, and we hope that you do. You go there and just scroll. And if you like what you see, of course, you can put that on your bucket list as well. If you can't get to watch these movies in real time, you can always DVR it and watch it at another time, anytime you like, at your earliest convenience or your late convenience or whatever. Yeah, you can do that. Also, while you're there, you can go on Movie on Demand. Now, they have a lot of free movies that you like that dates back from the 30s, the 40s, the 50s, the 60s, and so forth and so on. Movies that you haven't seen in a long time, movies that will jog your memory, movies that you could see like 1,000 times and watch it over and over again. They're all there. All you have to do is see what's available there. And if you see something you like, you watch it. Also, if you're a sports guy like me, okay, I like wrestling, I like baseball, I like all of those things. If you miss your favorite sporting event at any time, always go the following day, because you can bet your bottom dollar it will be there on demand. You can watch it over. Sometimes you don't have to watch the commercials. They just go straight. You know, like I do that with wrestling, which I really never miss a wrestling match. Not really. But in case I ever do, I can always go back the following day and check it out. Right on demand. Now, all the networks are there too. You like Lifetime movies? Okay, what's available? Check it out. Check it out. Go to Lifetime, look at and see what's available there that you may like. It's right there. What about pay-per-view movies? You don't want to go to the movie theater, right? Okay, so if you don't want to go to the movie theater, you can watch some of the movies that were in the movies, and you can watch them at home. Now, the movies today are high priced, very pricey. What, $18, $19, $20? I don't know. And whatever it is, it doesn't include your popcorn, your peanuts, and your Cracker Jacks, that's for sure. And if you're on a date, then now you have to pay that double. But if you go on pay-per-view, some of the movies that finally make it there, you could watch it, you could pop your own popcorn and sit back and relax and make it family night and watch those pay-per-view movies, which were about, what, $6, $7? Check it out. It's all there. And I think you'll like that. I think you'll like that. Okay, let me go over this movie one more time. Okay, this is the movie of this week. It's the movie of this week. And it's called Public Enemy. It's back in 1931, James Cagney. And along with Edward Woods, Jean Harlow, and Joan Blondell. And that's on Turner Classic Movie, and you can check it out this Saturday, tomorrow, at 12 p.m. Eastern, 12 noon Eastern, right there. And I'm sorry, that's all the movies that we have for you. But, you know, as we go along, we usually get others. So that's going to do for me, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed the show. I really do. I enjoy doing it with you, being here, and I hope that you're going to be here with me next Thursday. Next Thursday, it's Talk Back Live. That's at 8 p.m. next Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Brian Kemp will be here with the latest developments in today's world of sports, and you and I can engage in conversation, and that's happening next Thursday. Other than that, I will be back here next Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern for more of the coffee hour. Brian Camp will be along with me with the 2020 feature. He opens up the 2020 feature with the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. DJ Pete will be here on the second part of the 2020 feature, 20 to the hour, with, of course, entertainment news and reciting all of those birthdays of people of notoriety. Can't beat it. It's all right here. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being along with us. Have yourself a great day, a great weekend, and I will see you all soon. You take care of yourself.
You've been watching The Coffee Hour with Frank Allan. The producer has been Al Dale. Technical assistance, Dave Taylor. Research by Sandy Pierce. And I'm your announcer, Donna Stenke. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time on The Coffee Hour.